So. Machen wir Evolving Skies. Was passiert mit Evolving Skies? Ja. Alle von Evolutions. Alle. Ich glaube, dieses Video schaffen wir heute leider nicht. Ich habe nicht mal mega viel Zeit. Also, boom. Boom, weg. Wir machen aber die zwei Videos noch. Einmal Evolving Skies. Was passiert damit? Warum ist das so teuer? Ich will die Karten. Kann ich mir nicht leisten. Was mache ich? So, es lief noch kein Behind. Ich weiß schon, wird Banger-Video. Er macht nur Banger-Videos. Straight Fire.
Produce the most iconic card of the modern era.
Moonbreon, if you know, you know. Wusste jeder, oder? Moonbreon wusste jeder. Fuck. Overrated.
While also reintroducing dragon types back into the TCG.
Banger-Karten. Es sind halt Banger-Karten. No Cap. Dieses Dragoran ist 1 Million mal geiler als Moonbreon. Und dieses Rayquaza ist 10 Milliarden mal geiler als das Moonbreon. Boah. Die hätte ich richtig gerne. Boah, ist das eine brutale Karte.
Mashed 3 Japanese sets together and
Ich wünsche. Ich war vor kurzem dabei, eine zu kaufen. Das wäre ziemlich cool, dass ich sage: Hey, falls ihr die haben wollt, auf Card Connect gibt's die. Leider ist gerade Berlin Card Show. Und da meinte der Händler: Hey, leider nehme ich die da mit. Danach können wir gerne drüber reden. Aber ja, ist wahrscheinlich weg.
became the most influential set in the investment category. Let's break down this historical set, Evolving Skies.
Mit einem Banger-Video.
As I said, this set is a mashup of multiple different Japanese sets, Skyscraping Perfection and Blue Sky Stream.
Ich weiß, er wird jetzt sagen, wie konnte man so zwei Goated Sets in ein Set fusionieren und so ein super Goated Set machen? Aber ja, war vorhersehbar. Natürlich leicht zu sagen im Nachhinein. Ne? Im Nachhinein kann man immer sagen, man weiß, was ich da vorher gesagt habe.
It's supposed to feature the duality of Duraludon and Rayquaza, since this set was a...
Ich rede so viel, ne? Es ist nämlich nicht aus den beiden Sets, sondern aus dem Rayquaza-Set und dem Evolution-Set, gell? Aber ich rede wieder zu viel.
Return of the Dragon-type cards, having not been included since Cosmic Eclipse. We have a fairly strong theme here, with many of the Pokemon being depicted in a forest above
Was ist das für eine Brutalanda-Karte? Die sieht ja turbo nice aus.
a forest or near karst pillars, which are common in Southeast Asia when a jungle is on limestone. Duraludon, however, is a skyscraper Pokemon, and so many Pokemon in its set are seen among skyscrapers or clock towers. The combined set hints at the evolution of humankind, not only Pokemon. Stone pillars represent the past, and tall buildings represent the future. But as we all know, Duraludon kinda gets crapped on, and Rayquaza isn't even the chase card. EV Heroes is a Japanese subset, consisting of only 101 cards, and it was kind of chopped up and thrown into Evolving Skies. This really muddies the set's identity, as the evolution cards don't feature karst pillars or jungles or cities.
Die sind einfach cool, okay? Die sind einfach cool, Punkt.
Instead, we just get the Pokemon in a cute environment, like a library, bakery, or Umbreon's rooftop. Actually, Umbreon's card does feature a tower, but I feel that it's probably a convenient coincidence. But none of that really matters because this set was a smash hit, and that's an understatement. It's a big set with 237 total cards, more than a dozen alternate arts, more than a dozen rainbow cards, and 12 gold cards.
Okay, was sind die besten Karten aus diesem Set? Rayquaza ist Platz 1. Dann das Dragoran. Und als drittes, ich sag nicht das Moonbreon. Es ist das Psyana. Warte mal, ist Psyana nicht in dem? Doch. Ist es das Psyana? Ich finde beide Naktara Artworks leider Arsch. Dragoran, Rayquaza und das Psyana ist ziemlich nice. Psyana ist ziemlich nice.
At this time, other sets were receiving only a few each, so this felt like a sensory overload, with almost as many hits as there were common cards. But of course, one card stood out. Let's address the Umbreon in the room. This card is often referred to as the modern base set Charizard. What does that mean? Well, Charizard is iconic, reaching even beyond Pokemon itself. An average person like my mom can recognize this card. It's iconic, it's symbolic, and it's a permanent part of pop culture. The Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies is positioned to be the modern version of that. This has been the ultimate chase card ever since it was released. Seriously. Evolving Skies came out in August 2021, and now, at the beginning of 2026, it's still a massive, massive chase card with multiple sold listings on eBay.
Koreanisch 600 Raw? What the hell? Ist das so? Was? Was? Die ist so. Moon. Breon. Ich dachte, die kostet 150 Euro oder so, die koreanische. Das ist Chinesisch. Koreanisch finden wir bei Japanisch. So. Das ist die falsche. Moonbreon. Boah. 549. Crazy. Und Japanisch geht los bei. Das Problem ist so wenig, die sind Raw online. Die haben die alle gegradet. PSA Raw 3.3. 2 Stück. Und weißt du, was ich halt immer ein bisschen schwierig finde, ist jetzt bei der Karte. Ich glaube, es war submitted worden, keine PSA 10, sondern 8 oder so, gecrackt und dann wird es als Diamant weiterverkauft. Weil du das halt besser gemoved kriegst als Raw, als PSA 8. Also sonst haben wir hier PSA 10 4. Also 3,9K. Unglaublich. Unglaublich.
Every single day.
Nur ganz kurz, ich will mal kurz nochmal gegenchecken. Wo sind wir da bei den deutschen und englischen Preisen? Also wenn ich mal mache Deutschland, boom. Deutsch, Englisch, boom. Nierman geht los bei 1000 Euro. Und Englisch geht los bei 1,7. Okay, auf 1,7 roundabout. Okay.
People are still buying and opening Evolving Skies packs. Actually,
What?
Let's test our luck right now. You see,
Bro, so ein Booster kostet 30 Euro, oder? 25 Euro, 30 Euro?
Evolving Skies was nicknamed Evolving Cries because of its difficult pull rates.
Sehr schwierig.
Back in 2023, a news story broke and revealed that an employee at one of the printing facilities had stolen a large amount of cards. This image was released online. So here's the short version. A card shop was approached by an individual who attempted to sell off.
War das Evolving? Ich erinnere mich noch an den Bild, wo der am Counter ist und die Karten sind full. War das Evolving Skies? Das war ein anderes Set.
All of his Umbreon VMAXs all at once, which is ridiculous, I know. And they ended up contacting the Pokemon Company due to the suspicious amount of high-value cards. Go figure. An investigation was launched, police were contacted, the individual was arrested, and the cards were returned. People online like to credit this incident for the poor pull rates in Evolving Skies, but this has been debunked. First of all, the Pokemon Company made a statement regarding the matter, which is rare, by the way, and said that the integrity of the product was not compromised and everything was shipped as it was intended to be. Also, a PokeBeach article points out a few flaws, most notably how the flow of the factory assembly line would not allow for a large quantity of cards to be stolen without notice unless they were taken before the sorting phase. In other words, these cards were stolen before being distributed into the booster pack system. So don't worry, you still have a small shot at pulling Moonbreon. Umbreon VMAX, nicknamed Moonbreon, is an alternate art variant, making it quite rare. In addition to this, there are just so many cards in this set that it's unlikely you'll pull the one you want. Check out this infographic published by TCG Player, showcasing the pull rates based on the data of 8,000 booster packs. To pull an Umbreon, it's going to take about 2,000 packs. That's more than anyone's prepared to open. If you actually get the packs at MSRP, that's still around $8,000 to pull a single card. So no wonder people are buying the single. But many people do pull it. Over 27,000 copies have been graded by PSA alone, with over 19,000 of those being 10s. A Beckett Black label recently sold for 19 grand, and raw copies fluctuate around the $2,000 mark. Depending on when
Sind wir wieder bei dem Thema, wo wir uns letztens darüber unterhalten haben, sind Karten in EU einfach irgendwie brutal günstig im Vergleich zu Australien, im Vergleich zu USA, im Vergleich zu Asien, also Japan sage ich jetzt mal. Jedes Mal, wenn wir uns Videos anschauen, sind die Preise 25% überall roundabout teurer. What the fuck? Ist das okay?
You're watching this, that might seem low or it might seem high. I don't know how the market's gonna go. Either way, these numbers are a clear signal that no other card is given. This is a modern day grail. This is the kind of card where if you actually do pull it from a booster pack, you might feel inclined to finish the master set since you now have half the value already.
Okay.
Some of the other expensive cards from this set are Rayquaza VMAX, Umbreon V, Dragonite V, which is my personal favorite,
Dito.
Sylveon, Leafeon,
Obwohl. Nee, das Rayquaza finde ich geiler. Aber ist tight. Dragolan auch sehr, 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 sehr.
Glaceon VMAX, Rayquaza V, and Duraludon. Just kidding. Duraludon is like 25 bucks. But let me just scroll through this set, and you can see just how crazy this set is. If you ever wonder why Evolving Skies is the most influential set of the modern era, just look at this selection. Okay, so if you're some kind of sick, sadistic completionist who needs to
Bin kein Fan von diesen Master Ball-Karten. Weiß nicht, irgendwie holen die mich nicht ab.
complete every set, you'll need all of the rare variants, but first let's go over the main set. We have the standard set, which includes 203 of 203 cards. This means commons, uncommons, rares, holos, reverse holos, trainers, and items, full arts, alt arts. Then you'll need the secret rares, rainbows, golds, and a few more alternate arts.
Gold.
This should be challenging enough, but there are a handful of promos that many people choose to include to assemble a Grandmaster set. These 4 stamped cards are pre-release promos. These came in the build and battle boxes, and the staff stamped variants were awarded to professors and other staff members who helped organize or host the pre-release events. The Professor Program stamped Raihan is an extension of this, being awarded only to some professors. Next, we have Galarian Slowpoke, Eevee, Ice-Q, and Umbreon, which were all included in blister packs. These are Black Star promos. Glaceon V and Glaceon VMAX both have Snowflake stamped variants from the 2023 holiday calendar, and Cryogonal gets one too, but as a Cosmos foil exclusive. Pikachu has a reverse holo Pokemon League stamp, as well as a non-holo Trick or Trade stamp. In fact, Pumpkaboo, Gourgeist, and Marshadow also have Trick or Trade stamps as well. Marshadow gets a Cosmos foil variant from the Knockout collection too. Regieleki, Dialga, and Regidrago have Cosmos variants, and the last variant we have to look at are the non-holos. These are typically found in TCG-focused products like decks. The non-holo variant cards are Eldegoss, Regieleki, Galarian Articuno, Umbreon V, and Zoroark. So yes, the Umbreon VMAX is going to be the most expensive, but many of these variants will actually be hard to find, even if you have the budget, and that's kind of what makes collecting fun. But hey, not everyone collects the same. Some people invest. Now, I don't always cover the market for these videos, but Evolving Skies is a huge exception. Here is a booster box, which originally retailed for around $140 US.
Take me back.
Now, I remember when Evolving Skies came out because I bought some blister packs, some booster packs, and of course they were packed in with all kinds of products. So I got a bunch. But I held back, saving most of my money for the 25th anniversary. And it seems obvious now, but a lot of people don't talk about this. Celebrations was being leaked, and there was a ton of hype behind it. We knew that classic cards were getting a reprint, but we didn't know which ones. This had me fantasizing about some of my favorite cards potentially being in the set, and I stopped buying Evolving Skies. And Celebrations delivered. The pull rates in that set were generous, and everyone was having a blast, while Evolving Skies sat on the shelf. Well, okay, it didn't sit on the shelf, it was still a popular set, but my point is that Celebration stole a lot of Evolving Skies thunder. And you already know, sets just keep coming out, and before you know it, prices start to creep up. Today, that same booster box is worth just over $2,000. Now, I don't really get involved in the Pokemon investment space, but this is an absolutely insane return, and it's easy to understand why some people get on board with this. I recently covered Team Up, which has a similar trajectory to Evolving Skies, and when comparing the two, it feels like
Das ist nicht mal close. Das ist nicht mal close. Die Lovebirds sind 10 Millionen mal krasser als das Moonbreon. Das ist ja, was vergleichen wir hier? Das ist ja, what the fuck?
Evolving Skies still has room to grow, at least in my opinion. You just watched me open my one and
That's rage
only
bait.
sealed pack,
Das ist
so
rage bait.
I have no benefit in saying this. I just think it's neat. Leave a comment below the subscribe button and let me know which set you'd like to see me cover
Video
next.
schon vorbei? What the fuck? Das ging jetzt ziemlich schnell. Banger-Video. Evolving Skies ist teuer, weil großes Set, Banger-Karten und Celebration. Got it, Chief. There's a pretty app you got there. Bisschen Selbstpromo. Okay. I kind of wish they separated EV Heroes and Skystream. Perfection, Blue Sky Stream. The themes just don't match. Ist das so ein Ding, worauf Leute achten, dass das Theme passt? Da habe ich nie drauf geachtet.